sea. So, we are here to begin this poem, but before beginning, I just want to tell you something about the poet. Mamang Dai is a poet and novelist. She lives in Itanagar in the northeast Indian state of Arunachal Pradesh. तो ये अरुणाचल प्रदेश में रहती हैं and she has one collection of poetry, river poems. So this poem is written by Mamang Dai और ये आदि ट्राइब को बिलोंग करती हैं. इनका एक पोएम का कलेक्शन है river poems. From that collection this poem has been taken. Okay, so before beginning this poem I just want to tell you something about this. If we talk about the central idea of this poem, what actually the poet wants to convey through this. Okay, so in short we can say that poet is willing to tell human life is temporary, the impermanence of human life, right? But nature, especially, particularly the rivers, okay, they are permanent and continuous. So this is the main theme of this poem, where poet has presented a kind of contrast between the human beings and river, or we can say nature, because river is here symbolic of nature, right? So here a river also symbolizes memory, history, continuity. Okay, people grow old, they move away, they die, but yes, the rivers continue to flow. Very silently, they witness the generations of human life, okay, of human beings. And small towns represent here a close connection between people and nature, where life is very cool, very calm, and meaningful. Okay? So, in short, we can say that this poem reminds us that nature outlives human existence. And nature preserves the memories of places and people even when they are gone. So कुल मिलाकर यही इसका थीम है कि जो रिवर है वो परमानेंट है. ह्यूमन लाइफ की जो मेमोरीज हैं, जो हिस्ट्री है, वो सब हमारे ये जो नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज हैं, जो नदियां हैं, पहाड़ हैं, ये सब उनको संजो कर रखते हैं. Although human beings come and go, but yes, these rivers, mountains, they exist forever. So now we are going to begin this poem, Small Towns in the River. It's one of the complex poems which are here in your syllabus. So try to understand, and you may keep one notebook with you so that you will be able to note down some of the important points. So we begin this. Small towns always remind me of death. My hometown lies calmly amidst the trees. So here poet is saying कि जो small towns हैं, they always remind me of death. The speaker in the poem can be easily identified with the poet itself. Okay, जो स्पीकर हैं वो खुद पोएटिस हैं और वो बता रही हैं कि जब भी मैं इन स्मॉल टाउन्स को देखती हूँ तो दे रिमाइंड मी ऑफ डेथ. माई होम टाउन लाइज कामली एमिड्स द ट्रीज. ओके, जो उनका गांव है, वो जो शहर है छोटा सा, दिस स्मॉल टाउन इज सराउंडेड बाय ट्रीज फ्रॉम ऑल अराउंड. From all sides, this town is surrounded by the green trees. It is always the same in summer or winter, but at the same time she says that it remains same whether it's the summer season or the winter season, right? A kind of monotony we can see. In winters, in summers, it appears to be same with the dust flying. So remember this dust flying, this is personification. Dust is personified here because the way poet has written flying this word, it reminds us of the birds flying, right? So dust is personified here. So whether dust is there all around in the village or the wind howling down the gorge means narrow valley. So the town of the poet is situated in a narrow valley or the gorge. And always remember कि हवा जब इन गॉर्ज में से होकर बहती है, एक तंग वैली से होकर बहती है, तो इट गिव्स आउट अ हाउलिंग काइंड ऑफ साउंड, एंड हाउलिंग साउंड इज नेवर अ प्लेजेंट साउंड, राइट? So whether it is the summer season or the winter season, whether dust is there all around or the howling of wind is there in the whole valley where the town is situated, it always appears the same. I think this stanza is clear. Okay. Just the other day, someone died. So, as in the very first line, poet has given us the idea of death. So, now she is giving one instance that somebody died in the village, in the town. In the dreadful silence, we wept. So, we, poet, was also a part of the gathering, the people who were wailing, who were lamenting over the death of someone. So, this line gives us the idea that the people of these small towns, they are very closely knit. They are very much bound to each other. So they all wept in silence, looking at the sad wreath of tuberoses, and they were looking at the garland that was offered to the dead body. जो उस फूल माला को देख रहे थे, जो चढ़ाई गई थी उस डेड बॉडी पर, ट्यूब रोजेस की वो माला थी, और उसको वो देख रहे थे with the sad expression. Life and death, life and death. Why? Because this thought was perhaps going on in their mind. Life and death, life and death. What is this? Life is there and then death is there. Again, life is there, again, death is there. So, this kind of an endless circle continues. So, at the time of somebody's death, they remind of their mortality as well, and they think about this cycle of life and death that continues always. Only the rituals are permanent. So here we can see something ironical when she says only the rituals are permanent, means the human beings who have made the rituals, they remain forever, but yes, human beings come and go. So is this clear? These two stanzas where the poet is talking about impermanence of human life. रिवर्स तो हैं, बट येस जो ह्यूमन बींग्स हैं वो एक डेथ की फीलिंग उनके अंदर रहती है. उनका जो होम टाउन है वो बहुत अच्छे कूल काम प्लेस पर है जहाँ पर कि चारों ट्रीज़ हैं, और लेकिन ये हमेशा एक सा दिखता है, भले ही गर्मियाँ हो, सर्दियाँ हो, डस्ट उड़ रही हो, या कि तेज़ हवा एक हाउलिंग साउंड करते हुए उस नैरो वैली में बह रही हो जहाँ पर कि इनका गांव है. एक दिन वो बोलती है अगर किसी की डेथ हुई थी तो हम सब लोग बिल्कुल साइलेंट होकर वहाँ पर रोए. ये दिखाता है कि स्मॉल टाउन के सारे जो लोग हैं वो बहुत ज़्यादा एक दूसरे से जुड़े हुए हैं, और वो उन फूलों की मालाओं को देख रहे थे जो उस डेडी बॉडी पर चढ़ाई गई थी, और उनके माइंड में क्या घूम रहा था, लाइफ एंड डेथ, लाइफ एंड डेथ. सो दे वर ऑल्सो थिंकिंग अबाउट देयर मर्टैलिटी. ओनली द रिचुअल्स आर परमानेंट. सिर्फ जो रिचुअल्स हैं वो हमेशा के लिए रह जाते हैं. दे आर ट्रांसफर्ड फ्रॉम वन जनरेशन टू अदर, बट येस द ह्यूमन बींग्स दे कम एंड गो. Now we move to the next two stanzas where the focus is shifted to river, to the river. The river has a soul. Poet says, river has a soul. River की एक soul है. So in the very first line of this stanza we come to know that river is personified. River is here also symbolic of connection, of generations, of time. Okay, so they silently witness everything. They observe the joys, the sorrows, the life and death of human beings without any reaction. Okay, river has a soul. In the summer it cuts through the land. So in the summer season it cuts through the land. It explores the land like a torrent of grief. Just like grief, when it is deep grief, it penetrates the heart of people, of any human being. The same way the river moves in a very violent manner, as if showing the torrent of grief. The grief that is sometimes really very much penetrating, and it penetrates the hearts of human beings. तो समर्स में कई बार जब ये नदी बहुत तेजी से बहती है तो इट गिव्स द आइडिया एज इफ इट इज showing the torrent of grief. It is showing the heartfelt feeling of grief that penetrates the heart of human beings sometimes. Sometimes I think it holds its breath. So here we can, two times she has written sometimes. This shows that very deeply poet is thinking on the philosophy of life, and she feels, and she very deeply she is thinking about the life of river. Sometimes it appears to her as if it holds its breath, as if the river has held its breath. नदी ने अपनी सांस रोक ली है. कहीं ना कहीं it shows that the river also meditates, okay, just like the human being. So here in this stanza actually the river symbolizes the human life. Okay, तो जैसे कि ह्यूमन लाइफ में कई बार हमें बहुत दुख सहन करना पड़ता है जो कि हमारे दिल को चीर देता है, उसी तरीके से जब ये गर्मियों में बहुत फोर्सफुली बहती है तो ऐसा लगता है जैसे कि ये दिल को चीर देने वाले दुख को दिखा रही है। और समटाइम्स ऐसा लगता है जब ये कूल काम मैनर में बहती है तो इट अपीयर्स एज इफ इट हैज़ हेल्ड इट्स ब्रेथ इन मेडिटेशन, वी कैन से, जैसे कि कहीं मेडिटेशन में इसने अपनी सांस को रोक लिया है, सीकिंग अ लैंड ऑफ फिश एंड स्टार्स, एंड इट इज ट्राइंग टू सीक द लैंड ऑफ fish and stars. So, fish here symbolizes the river, the natural resources in the river, and stars are here symbolic of hope, dreams, and beauty. So, river moves in a calm manner. It holds its breath. It holds its breath, and it appears as if it is trying to know about the natural resources, about the dreams, about the hopes. Okay. Then the river has a soul. Again, this is refrain. Again, she says that river has a soul. River की एक आत्मा है. It knows. It means river. So river knows very well, stretching past the town, when it passes through the town, or from the first drop of rain to dry earth. So river knows very well what is the importance of the first drop of rain to ड्राई अर्थ. जब धरती सूखी है उसके लिए वर्षा की पहली बूंद का क्या इंपॉर्टेंस है, उसकी क्या महत्व है. रिवर नोज दिस थिंग वेरी वेल. एंड मिस्ट ऑन द माउंटेन टॉप्स, और ये जो माउंटेन टॉप्स के ऊपर मिस्ट है इसके क्या मायने हैं. मीन्स दीज आर द डिफरेंट फॉर्म्स ऑफ वाटर एंड दे आर ऑलवेज इंपॉर्टेंट बिकॉज द रिवर नोज दिस थिंग वेरी वेल, द इमॉर्टैलिटी ऑफ वाटर. जो पानी है वो इमॉर्टल है. इट मे चेंज इट्स फॉर्म्स but it never comes to an end. So this reality human beings should also understand, the immortality of water. Now we come to the last phase of this poem, where again her focus shifts to the human beings. A shrine of happy pictures marks the days of childhood. Now she says that the solace, the relief for a human being is the childhood memories. These childhood memories or pictures are actually the shrine, just like a holy place. They give us the real comfort. We go to the holy places in search of peace, in search of solace, relief. So these childhood pictures or memories which are free from worries and hurries of life, they are just like a shrine which gives us comfort. Okay. Small towns grow with anxiety for the future. So in childhood days, all these people are free from the hurries and worries of life. But yes, when they grow, they are filled with anxiety for the future. They think about their future, they think about their mortality, and they become a little bit sad. The dead are placed pointing west, and when somebody dies, his body is placed towards the west when the soul rises with this belief. So here poet is telling us about one belief. Poet हमें एक belief, एक जो उनमें परंपरा है, जो उनमें एक विश्वास है, उसके बारे में बता रही हैं कि क्या विश्वास है वहाँ के लोगों में. जब एक व्यक्ति की डेथ होती है, जो आत्मा जब उस बॉडी से निकलती है, इट विल वॉक इन टू द गोल्डन ईस्ट. सो इट विल मूव टुवर्ड्स द ईस्ट, इन टू द हाउस ऑफ सन, हाउस ऑफ द सन. ईस्ट यानी कि जो सन का हाउस है, जहाँ से सनराइज होता है. सो पोएट वॉन्ट्स टू से दैट व्हेन डेड पीपल are their bodies are prepared for the burial, they are placed pointing towards west, because it is considered that when the soul rises, it goes towards the east direction, that is the house of the sun. Means the house of sun is always symbolic of new life, new hope. And when somebody dies, its soul goes to the east direction, means it gets prepared for the next life. In the cool bamboo, restored in sunlight, and just like a cool bamboo. So cool bamboo, try to understand the metaphor here. Cool bamboo is here giving the idea of human body restored in sunlight, and sunlight here denotes the soul. Okay. So cool bamboo is metaphorical. It's a metaphor for human body, and sunlight is a metaphor for soul. Just as cool bamboo, when it has become cold, lifeless, but when it is placed into the sunlight, it is restored. It rejuvenates. It is revived. The same way she says, when human body is illuminated with soul. So sunlight is here soul. In context of human body, human beings, cool bamboo refers to the human body and sunlight to soul. So when human body is illuminated with the soul, it becomes alive and life matters. So this is the very important thing. Here we can say that poet is talking in an optimistic manner. Initially the poem was a little bit pessimistic, but yes, from this stanza it walks into the golden east, into the house of the sun. We see the optimism that if life comes to an end, again it is ready for the rebirth. And here again, when she says life matters, yes, life is important like this. So in this way, life is important and it must be lived in an enthusiastic manner. In small towns by the river, we all want to walk with the gods, but at the same time, she says that in these small towns, we, the people, have one more belief. They don't want to come again to this life, to come again to this earth. In fact, they want to enjoy the company of gods in heaven. Means they wish to live a happy, peaceful life here in the small towns, so that they must be freed from the cycle of life and death, and they must enjoy the company of gods in the heaven. So I think the poem is quite clear to you now. If we talk about the themes, now at the end, I just want to talk about the themes of this poem. So first of all, you may note down the first theme of this poem is life and death. It deals with life and death, or we can say death and rebirth. So human life has limited period on the earth. This is the key point that poet has conveyed through this. Then if we talk about the other theme, that is immortality of nature. River symbolizes nature, just like Wordsworth. As Wordsworth in his poems has given this idea that yes, nature is alive, nature is something alive and eternal. The same way, poet has also given here the idea that life is eternal, and this is the manifestation of God on the earth. And river has a soul. Two times she has repeated this thing. River has a soul. Okay, two times we can say she has written river has a soul. So it means river is personified here. Then intimate, close knit life in the small towns. Okay, so intimate, close knit life in small towns is also one of the themes of this poem, where she says when somebody dies, they all wept together. Okay, in the dreadful silence we wept. So this thing shows that yes, companionship is there, brotherhood is there among the people. And again, if we talk about the theme of this poem, so next one is childhood versus adulthood. So kind of contrast we can see. Childhood memories are the memories which gives us solace, which give us solace or relief. Okay, so childhood versus adulthood is also one of the themes of this poem, whereas the adults, they grow with anxiety for the future. So children, if you want to score good marks, you should be particular to cram some of the keywords from the poem. Okay, as here you can learn a shrine of happy pictures, only this much to give the idea of childhood. Then small towns grow with anxiety for the future, so it shows their anxiety. So whenever you discuss the theme, 4 points I think I have told you. One is life and death, another is immortality of nature, then intimate close-knit life in the small towns, and then childhood versus adulthood. So if there is one question on themes, then you should give at least few keywords from the poem. Okay, so I hope the poem is very much clear to you. Again, we will meet in next video with some other poem, and by the time, keep revising, keep learning, and don't forget to subscribe